been distance, thank the Lord, my only witness. I was down bad in them trenches, asked the Lord for all forgiveness. Living feelings left me vicious, plus I'm driven and ambitious. Gucci duffel with them riches, and the Glock 100 stitches. I get 60 in 1 minute, watch me flip it like a Jimmy. Send no slime right down your chimney, don't care if it about a penny. St. Laurent, I'm rockin' Fendi, pushing that big body business. Make my family proud like Penny, peeping gang these niggas in. For sure we gon' get to the pesos, having these rest, having B-rolls. Was I saying stunning no free code, but you know I hit them like free throws. She ride on like a hulu, I'm tryna see if you can voodoo. We ride our class in the billy coupe, bustin' them, I guess a bulletproof. Racks out, like Serena bought them racks out. Racks out, I'ma pull up through them racks out. Racks out, catch me drippin' with these racks out. Racks out, pop out flexin' with these racks out. Racks out, like Serena bought them racks out. Oh yeah, racks out, I'ma pull up through them racks out. Oh yeah, racks out, catch me drippin' with these racks out. Oh yeah, racks out, pop out flexin' with these racks out. I know that I get to the back end, she shaking her head, got it clapping. She know that a young nigga has it. She heard I be having the racks. She know that I'm touching the revenue. Hits back to back like a pickaboo. I get to the back, then I stick a move. For sure that these hoes gon' pick a choose. Hold up, let me go up a level. Tryna see if you can dig it like shovel. Big rocks ain't beef on the pebbles. Bust all on the face like a freckle. Okay, we can bring back down. Speed it up, then slow it back down. Heard I with a talk with a tone. That guala gon' break a bit down. Racks out, like Serena bought them racks out. Racks out, I'ma pull up through them racks out. Racks out, catch me drippin' with these racks out. Racks out, pop out flexin' with these racks out. Racks out, like Serena bought them racks out. Oh yeah, racks out, I'ma pull up through them racks out. Oh yeah, racks out, catch me drippin' with these racks out. Oh yeah, racks out, pop out flexin' with these racks out.
Yeah, I can stand 10 toes down till my fucking feet cold. I can turn the trap into a fucking household. I keep that Dre turned up in that Pico. They asked me how I'm ballin' off the court, I said I'm Negro. I can't show my fire cause it give heat stroke. I can turn a hoe into a fucking she-hoe. Don't address no shit you can't even speak on. I'm that big bad wolf, I'm knocking at your front door. In the shit we don't be on. In the trenches jumping fences in that V-Long. These hoes got attitude but still getting peed on. I fuck your sister and your mama, they get G'd on. And I don't want a bitch that I can fucking cheat on. I can never trust a hoe that screaming she grown. I can never trust a bitch that let me cheat on her. I would never cuff a bitch that she grown. I fuck that bitch, mouth she childish but her knees grown. She be running around here screaming V-Long. She said she crippin' but I give her what she want. She said that nigga going crazy, it's just C-Long. She said this shit is going on and on. Hit that little bitch and now I gotta call the trap phone. Cause she just ran off with the pack I'm on her. She said that nigga on one, I said no, I'm on some. She said that shit going crazy, yeah, you know I'm on one. I'ma pop my gun. I don't play with niggas, yeah, cause niggas gonna run. These niggas be talking that shit, they full of that shit and running with guns. You want pussy right on the street, nigga, you having no funds. I can't even say it from a mile away. Niggas talking shit like broad day. If I add out, yeah, it's broad day. You gon' call your folks, they gon' slide, yeah, it's all day. I might kill that nigga and have no sympathy. Niggas talking shit but don't want say nothing in the streets. I don't give a fuck about what you say to me, but you already know that I always keep that. I can stand 10 toes till my feet cold. I can turn the trap to a fucking household. I keep that Dre turned up in that Pico. They asked me why I'm ballin' off the court, I said I'm Negro. I can show my fire cause it give you heat stroke. I can turn a hoe into a fucking she-hoe. Don't address no shit you cannot speak on. I'm the big bad wolf knocking at your door, see wrong. It's hard to get to you and I get it and I don't know if you're extra. I don't wanna fight, argue, I just rather roll up, pop bottle. I don't wanna fight, argue, I just rather roll up, pop bottle. Can we just smoke? Instead of fighting all the time, I know you got say it's unladylike, but it been one hell of a night. So can we just smoke instead of fighting all the time? I know you got a lot on your mind, and I know you say it's unladylike, but it been one hell of a night. So can we just go and blow? So can we just go and blow? I know your friends, they never like me. They don't see what you see in me. Even though they saying that the mom was me. She was there, but she want me. Can we just be honest? We making money. Why you tripping? Why you acting funny? I'm trying my best just to love you, but you make it so hard. I promise to God I don't even wanna fight or argue. You tripping? Why bother? Hey, it's hard to get to you and I don't know how to get in and I don't know what to do. I don't wanna fight or argue. I just rather roll up, pop a bottle. I don't wanna fight or argue. I just rather roll up, pop a bottle. Can we just smoke? It's hard to get to you and I don't know how to get in and I don't know what to do.
It's hard to get to you and I don't know what I get in and I don't know what I do.
One more man, one more stand. There's no more hope, but we are the land.
I've been drinking and smoking all night, smoking all night, smoking all night. Woke up this morning, goddamn we gotta fight, then we gotta fight, goddamn we gotta fight, yeah. I've been drinking and smoking all night, smoking all night, smoking all night, yeah. Out the window, goddamn it's alright, damn it's alright, goddamn it's alright.
Let me take you back to 19, pushing the 850 with a slight lean. The kids exciting, flashing like lightning. Who can contain the strangers? Try make it simple and plain. Strangers die trying to fuck with I. Whipping the gas hustler, little nigga big hustler. Diamond cluster, clutch your open mic ruster. Come from a town where neighborhood chops will blow off your brain and off your chain and things. So he can ride around with more show and watch your watch shine. Niggas spark nines and all kinds of guns. They light a dark time where I'm from. If I pull up in the Benz, I'm treated like a champ. The ramp to success now, how to live and trust. Find out who's down now, how to live with us. How to unite, no more sports or competition. On a new mission, change your jurisdiction.
One mission, same goal.
ammunition.
If you shoot, aim close. Gotta be in, you can't be on you. Gotta feel it in your soul. While your soul searching, watch out for them. Kneel it on your throat, cause it seems like they don't want us to grow. We already entertaining how we ballin', fighting, putting on the show. They already judge us by our hair, car prices and clothes. You see they killing by the thousands, now it's happening folks. Cause you can't go nowhere, and there's nowhere to go. But you the chosen one, now you the one that they chose. It's really getting out of hand, it's a slippery slope. Pandemic's going on, what you gonna do with a vote? That's why I sit back, chillin', I smoke, get geek.
I've been drinking and smoking all night, smoking all night, smoking all night. Woke up this morning, goddamn we gotta fight, then we gotta fight, goddamn we gotta fight, yeah. I've been drinking and smoking all night, smoking all night, smoking all night, yeah. Look out the window, goddamn it's alright, damn it's alright, goddamn it's alright, yeah. Said I can't breathe, dear mama. Said I can't breathe.
China, that's 100 points.
Am I right or am I wrong? Am I cursed or am I blessed? D-Day, D-Day. They getting hard to tell lately. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I cursed or am I blessed? These days. They getting hard to tell lately. My only wish before I leave is that my kids straight. Hope they remember what I taught them, they gon' be straight. Another day, another dollar, another day, another body. Niggas dying left and right, I'm just tryna make it out. Put my life in the bar, my mama told me preach. But I ain't been to church, I guess she meant the street. Pastor of the concrete, living in the jungle. Had to cut some niggas off, but I still love them. Even though that we don't talk, still my brother. But I understand, everything ain't part of the plan. Gotta kick shit on my own, these niggas talk. I can't shack up with no hoe, these bitches lost. Gave it everything I had, I damn near lost it. I had faith in some of these niggas, that shit cost. Seems like the main niggas you love be the first to cross. Gotta hold this shit down, I can't let them off. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I cursed or am I blessed? These days. They getting hard to tell lately. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I cursed or am I blessed? These days. They getting hard to tell lately.
Tryna figure out my move and my next one. Make sure it's the best one. Oh, real nigga, have you met one? I just got one question. I ain't even tryna lecture. How you fuck over nigga, took care of your kid, nigga, like his stepson. Security and the safety's always straight, nigga, cause I kept one. When it's y'all nigga time to do something, nigga, y'all don't ever help nothing. Low ball that nigga, that's why your ass always getting outdone. I can tell you flaw for something. Accusing me just fucking on your bitch, you must be soft for something. Talking about getting money, raising your kids, now you talking something. Can't be tryna fall out by no bitch, cause they ain't talking about nothing. They could be the main reason we is getting split off in them.
Am I right or am I wrong? Am I cursed or am I blessed? These days. They getting hard to tell lately. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I cursed or am I blessed? These days. They getting hard to tell lately.
Wasowski, what you telling ya? Hot right in the water with sharks and the piranhas. Made it rainy, magic got it legit like it thunder. Try to ride it wave, I drown in ass in these blue hunters. Drippin', I might splash, rockin' Dulce and Gabbana. I'ma do the dash in the foreign, do the numbers. Her, she got that splash, I lay that pipe just like a plumber. She hop in the bag and she runnin' up them commas. Try me, I'm a black bitch for Barack Obama. All these hoes gon' bite, all these hoes, they be chewing. Fucking that shit up, she hit the ground and kept on going. If she got that Fiji, I'ma go and cause a storm. Let that bad talk, know these rats speaking fluent. I'm going up, I'ma elevate. Poppin' my shit, let me demonstrate. I got it, thought that we get up and Scotty, I'm catching some face on the interstate. She eat her the dick like a dinner date. I fuck on her throat, I'ma penetrate. I'm going right in, I won't hesitate. Yo, nigga, hold on, hella wait. Hot right in the water with sharks and the piranhas. Made it rainy, magic got it legit like it thunder. Try to ride it wave, I drown in ass in these blue hunters. Drippin', I might splash, rockin' Dulce and Gabbana. I'ma do the dash in the foreign, do the numbers. Her, she got that splash, I lay that pipe just like a plumber. She hop in the bag and she runnin' up them commas. Try me, I'm a black bitch for Barack Obama. Shawty gon' rock it and pop it. Poppin' her shit cause she know she can top it. Poppin' her shit cause she know that she got it. Poppin' her shit cause she know that she pop it. For sure we gon' rock it and roll. Rockin' it, bitch, I'ma rock with my bros. Can't rock with that cause they rockin' like hoes. Rock out like hammer, I'm rockin' these shows. You ain't getting no guala, ain't countin' no dollars. Waterboy nigga talking about he ballin'. Mad by the bum, man, hoe start callin'. Balls in the mouth, yeah, I'm top golf. I get to the rickety racks. You know it's Oscar, mickety mac. Hit from the front and the bickety back. You know that pussy get wickety wet. Hot right in the water with sharks and the piranhas. Made it rainy, magic got it legit like it thunder. Try to ride it wave, I drown in ass in these blue hunters. Drippin', I might splash, rockin' Dulce and Gabbana. I'ma do the dash hopped in the bag and she running up them commas. Try me, I'm a black bitch for Barack Obama.
Hey, it's your boy Mike Wazowski, and I'm here live with my dysfunctional family. Yes, sir.
Left arm, will it take a right? Angela, crack alley, garbage pail, nigga, cussing like a sailor. Don't ask where I'm from if you don't want the answer. Don't inhale the smoke if you can't live with the cancer. Providence in my veins, metastasize to my brain. Catch me greening for the dirty brown water up my sink. 11 busted KB, gaze at the gray sky. Feels like I've never seen the fucking sun. Day flies like I swim in the molasses. City air contaminated with the anti-asses. Can't predict the weather, Tony, but trucker couldn't forecast it. But let them know the havoc. 11 where you're from, I recognize and that's a casket. Set my dose, lemonade and wins cause it's bitter. Painting my
Drop that thing like a hot potato. Yeah, you know that I got a check. Hope she know I'm doing no favors. I'm the future like John Connor. Now I'm back like the Terminator. Try high if you want to. Double back just to terminate you.
Lord knows I'm a freak of nature. Double back to obliterate you. Last days, but I'm no savior. Hold my own, I'm shy of favors.
You young niggas don't make no sense. Y'all don't make no sense. Literally don't make no sense. That's why y'all got no confidence.
Man, these niggas don't make no sense. Claiming they ballin' but riding the bench. Hey, a nigga like me, my grinch. Still your hoe and then repent. Yeah, smoking that good old shit. I been at it since legit. Yeah.
My red hurt. Go be sir. Back in the game and I'm packing the pack. She know what happened. Please magic. Track. I'm like a rapper.
Yeah. Feel like a dragon. Zaza, I'm dragging. Shit that be going on in my head, you can only imagine. Do it out for that bread in my trendy fashion. Mixed with a little bit of passion. Might cause a chain reaction.
Keep them neighbors of our business. They don't even know we know. They really going ham. These niggas just too slow.
Man, hey, get on my hype first and then we get to the conversing. Talking about fight, mine going out bad, I spit and bursting. And my bitch shit light skin, stabbing guts until it's gushing. Zaza ignites, when I'm on my level can't tell me nothing. That nigga litchy, he be mega gitchy. Yeah, game flow so Fiji, got her coochie Fiji. Yeah, she super needy, plus that coochie meaty. Ooh, if you talk greasy, then your face a freebie. Man, I've been stepping since I adolescent. Ay, continue stressing while I'm counting blessings. When shit get strange, I'ma grip that weapon here. Talking my nigga, don't test me, I ain't failed the lesson.
Drop that thing like a hot potato. Yeah, you know that I got a check. Hope she know I'm doing no favors. I'm the future like John Connor. Now I'm back like the Terminator. Try high if you want to. Double back just to terminate you. Woo.
you feeling. But what they say, just talking you true. Might not be the day, but your time is coming. Cause after the rain, it's gotta be sunny, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't give up. Gotta keep going, stack on your paper. Get in that bag, get in that bag, get in that bag. Get in that bag, get in that bag, get in that bag. Get in that bag, get in that bag, get in that bag. Get in that bag, get in that bag, get in that bag.
Like my name, you Hefner. I got red bones, I got yellows. Black and white like salt and pepper. Cook my breakfast, roll my pressure. Nefertiti's and Rebecca's. Tie my shoes, bitch, these my cello. Get some top, I made like Ella. 15 wifeys, just one wedding. Bunny ranch, my stallions Megan. Make you famous, so I make you pregnant. OG shit, I just made you better. She gives brain, but I'm way too clever. Gave you pleasure. Brand new drip, yeah, I'm way too fresh. Get this lit, bitch, you may not never. Playboy legend like my name, you Hefner. I woke up this morning feeling like you Hefner. Playboy, 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 like my name, you Hefner. Big ass magic, you Hefner. 1,500 baddies call me you Hefner. You Hefner. You Hefner. You Hefner. You Hefner. Big ass magic, you Hefner. 1,500 baddies call me you Hefner. I'm so fat, something man. My pink toe from the motherland. Know my hue blue color bands. Watch Playboy do the money dance. I got new fuck buddy friends. I put drip on my honey skin. Might just pay tuck tummy in. Thoughts on thoughts like the bunny ranch. End it with me, bitch, like it is. Rich hoes know I'm in pit mode. Project bitch turn centerfold. Silk high shoes on the silk road. I woke up this morning feeling like you Hefner. Playboy, 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 like my name, you Hefner. Big ass mansion, you Hefner. 1,500 baddies call me you Hefner. You Hefner. You Hefner. You Hefner. You Hefner. Big ass mansion, you Hefner. 1,500 baddies call me you Hefner. Way too fresher. Playboy legend. But my name, you Hefner.
Bachelor.
Yeah, it's been too long. It's been too long. I swear I want my whole thing back when I hit you like that, and I'ma pull it like that. I swear I want my whole thing back. I swear I need my old days back. I swear I need my old thing back when I hit you like that, and I'ma pull it like yeah. I swear I want the old days back. I swear I need my old days back. I need my old days back.
Smoking, sitting back thinking about you. Telling myself it ain't worth it, forget about you. Remember the nights we would sneak out and fuck on the car. Baby, the way that you did when you took it too far. I ain't perfect, was it all worth it? At the end of the day, really didn't hurt, girl, I know I ain't play. I swear I want my whole thing back. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you still love me? Do you just hate me? Do you still trust me? Or you just fake? We gotta stay down. I know we gon' make mistakes. We gon' hold it down, baby girl. We gon' make a way.
I swear I want my old thing back when I
Tired of reminiscing, sitting here hoping and just wishing. It's you, girl, you know I'm missing. All your touches, all your kisses, all your kissing, all your licking, all that lying, all your bitching, all that crying, all your tripping, all that spine, all your flipping. Say you're mine, acting different. Hope you never ever switching. I just want you to be here with me. Say you love me, but you didn't. Say you trust me, but you tricking. Say that's your cousin, that's your nigga. Know I'm a hustle, know I'ma get it. Yo, bitch, you ugly, yo, bitch, you
still love me, or do you just hate me? Do you still trust me, or are you just fake? We gotta stay down, cause I know we gon' make mistakes. We gon' hold it down, baby girl, we gon' make a way.
I swear I want my whole thing back when I hit you like that, and I'ma put it like that. I swear I want my whole thing back. I swear I need my whole days back. I swear I need my whole thing back when I hit you like that, and I'ma put it like that. I swear I want the whole days back. I swear I need my whole days back. I need my whole thing back.
Hey, shawty got ass like ooh. Baby, this is something you ain't used to. Just smoke out the pack and it's kung fu. Run a play, bring it back, and we redo. Me and Don can't wait till we leave. Cause we be high as some eagles. Shitting on niggas like seagulls. I need something good cause we evil. And you know I live life like a Rico. I need me a son for a sequel. I need me a seed. No, run a play, ooh, you foul, that's a free throw. Do the beat like I'm Debo. Never fry, that's a word to the G code. Words to the G code.
100 on the dash like G code. Shout to make it fast like that. I just match the gas like that. I just put the pads like that. Shout to got the head like that. I should make it jab like that. Shout to got the bag like that. Shout to get that cash like that. You know I fuck up the party. You know we dick go tight. You know I break out the bottles. You know how to fuck me a model. You know how me snatch me a model. You know I got it, then let it. You know I got it, say bottle. Shawty got the head like this. Shawty make the bed like this. Shawty go to work and do the shit. Shawty with the shit, she the bitch. Daddy push it like that. Yeah. Shawty in the back, in the Ville. Shawty make a cash real quick, yeah. Shawty turn a nigga to a trick, yeah. Shawty in the bag, turning tricks, yeah. Bet you got ass, she got lip, yeah. Shawty spin the block and hit a lick, yeah. Shawty drop it on the dick, yeah. Pop it, drop it, she the shit, yeah. Ain't the one you wanna play with. You gon' grab the door cause she's a lady.
Let go. Okay. Let go. Time and time again, and I've been hustling for my whole name. Take the whole thing. Whole thing. My last name. Time and time again, and I've been hustling for my last name. Shawty looking back, bad enough to get my last name. Shawty wanna smoke, lay up, kick it with the whole gang. Can she take the whole thing? Why saying my whole name? Time and time again, and I've been hustling for my last name. Shawty looking back, bad enough to get my last name. Shawty wanna kick it, stay up, kick it with the whole gang. Can she take the whole thing? Why saying my whole name? The whole thing, can Can she take the whole thing? The whole thing. Why saying my whole name? The whole thing. The whole thing. Don't you be ashamed. I wanna see, can you change? Cause you been reckless. Hey babe, you bad, you know what time it is. That would match your necklace, shawty flex. I'm getting obsession. Baby girl, I want it. So why you flexing? Don't make me next you. Hey, you don't want me to check you. So why you checking me? Can't check me unless you been checking in on me, baby. Why you just can't see? Hey, time, can't. I'm in these streets. I be deep, me and my peeps. You been blocking. You been blocking. Time and time again, and I've been hustling for my leg. Shawty looking bad, bad enough to get my leg. Shawty wanna kick it, stay, kick it with the whole gang. Can she take the whole thing? Why say in my whole name? Time and time again, and I've been hustling for my leg. Shawty looking bad, bad enough to get my leg. Shawty wanna kick it, stay, I'm smoking with the whole gang. Can she take the whole thing? Why say in my whole name? The whole thing. Can she take the whole thing? The whole thing. Why say in my whole name? Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. So many women, so much money. I'm getting so many women, with so much money. I'm getting so many women, so many women, so many women, so many, so many. Let go, let go, let go. Whole name, baby, the whole name, the whole thing. Baby, talk to me.
Oh goodness, the whole video. Come on.
Baby, you say you want it. Baby girl, you got it.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, is anyone there?
Are we in here? Are we here? Are we here?
Yes, we are here, and we are going to say something constructive, and we are going to say something positive, and we are going to recap of 2021. My dysfunctional family. It's been a long time since I've seen y'all.
2 weeks. Yeah, that's
a long time.
It is.
Yeah. It is a long time.
It is.
So, yeah, how everybody's like holidays and
how was y'all Christmas, specifically Christmas? I spoke about that last week. Everybody with the Kwanzaa, what you call it. I'm gonna go first. My Christmas was good. It was real good. It was good to eat. You know what I mean? You know, the family throwdown. We had it at my mom's spot. And it was good. I got gifts for every damn body as usual.
Oh, so you were Santa Claus?
Yeah, I was the Black Santa. You know,
it's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, you know, just little knickknacks for my little cousins. Or whatever.
Nick, you took the words out of my mouth.
You know, just something. But it was good. It was good to see families. A little bit of drama. You know
what I
mean?
Drama? You can't have drama on the Lord's Day.
A little bit of drama. It was drama. I had, you know.
What'd you have to do? What kind of drama?
I had to choke a nigga out. I sure did.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What could bring you to that conclusion on a special day?
We need to get back to the root of family. I think kids is disrespectful these days to where they don't know. They don't understand of when you're dealing with your elder, how you cut certain shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when you say kids, are you saying from ages
it went all
5 to
all the way up to
16 or
and so I had to choke a 19-year-old out. You know,
and you're considered his elder, and you're absolutely right.
And not just that, but it started with the little one I expected to get out of line because he's a child. You know, he's 7.
Okay,
you know what I mean, but that don't mean for you to start swinging on your cousin. Not me, but his other cousin, who's a girl at that. Like, you know, he just started, like, he snapped and started swinging, like, hooking. You would have thought this nigga was Tyson. Like, he was swinging. And I was.
What'd you do? Did you watch for a second? Did it take back?
If I'm, what you think I did? If I'm just sitting there, and I see this, so I yoked the little motherfucker up.
As you should.
You know what I'm saying? Yoke him up, get him right.
As you
and
should.
I ain't hit him, but I'm holding him down. And then my other cousin run at me. And this is my side of the story. Ran at me.
This is the one that you had to choke up.
And that's the one I had to choke up.
Because you yoked up a baby.
Yeah. Because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it really shocked me.
I have a question.
It really shocked me.
Is this younger child, the kid, the 7-year-old, is he a part of the 19-year-old family? Like,
well, we're all family.
I know you're all family, but I'm talking about immediate family.
No, well, we're all immediate. We're all.
You're not listening to me. Oh, so y'all were cousins, and he wasn't a brother to the 19-year-old.
Immediate means you're in the same household, like your parents, your grandparents, at max.
Well, we all have the same grandparents.
No, so what I'm asking is,
I can say that.
What I'm asking
is that their sibling?
Yes, is the 19-year-old, 7-year-old
siblings? The 19-year-old is the aunt of.
So that technically is her immediate family.
But it's my immediate family. What you mean? Because to me, we're all the immediate family.
All right. So my overall question was, why did that 19-year-old get so?
Yeah, and that's what I'm dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm dealing
with.
Because
discipline is discipline when you know you shouldn't be doing certain things and you should allow the.
I felt like her response ought to had been of Tyshawn is dealing with Lil Malik. Stay the fuck out of it. Sit there. You know, because what Malik did was wrong. You do not swing at your cousin.
At a girl.
Yeah, you don't swing. No, I don't care how mad you are. That's why I'm wondering, like, who the fuck raised this motherfucker? Like, you know, like you don't swing.
Whoever raised them.
What if it was my grandmother he was swinging at, or another one of my aunt that you're swinging at?
And that's another thing, though. When it comes to like, I will say our generation of children, even like the people who have had children like before us, just maybe a couple of years or whatever you want to call it, the discipline and the guidance totally different than what we grew up off of.
It really is.
It unfortunately it brings into all of the robberies, the violence, you know, so much going on in the world. That's what it boils down to, is because the upbringing and the discipline has changed.
I agree. It stemmed from the upbringing. You know what I mean? It stems from the upbringing. Like, I would not dare in my wildest at that age. I could never swing at my aunt.
But you know, people are
never swing on my uncle.
A lot of people have like taken back from disciplining their children, and when you do discipline them, it's more so like you're on trial at this point, and you're being pointed as the bad guy because you are disciplining.
You know what they said to me after that? I need anger management. I'm a psychopath. I'm crazy. I almost killed her. She did.
So you said you yoked her up. I didn't know it was a 19-year-old female that you yoked up.
I yoked the shit out of her.
What you mean? Like you grabbed her by her shirt, or what you do? Because you can't be doing that. How you gonna get?
Well, when you run up at me to fight me, right, I will restrain you.
As you should.
And if my restraint feels like you're being choked, now she was exaggerating. I would say she was exaggerating, but Jalen ain't no small girl. Like, you know, Jalen.
Oh, you saying names?
Jay. Oh. You know, JB. You
know, Jay, relax.
Jay, you know what I'm saying?
The damn bell.
I'm just
saying.
You got it. Let me chill. But it all became, you know, it all got so real so
Did
fast
you leave?
To where no, I was at my mom's, so I ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody going.
As you should.
I ain't going nowhere.
You shouldn't have left.
I'm at home. You know what I mean? And I probably may have had done something wrong. I did kick everybody out afterwards.
Oh.
Well, I ain't say I kicked everybody out.
You be watching too much Martin. That's what I be trying to tell you.
But I did open the door and tell everybody to get the fuck out. And I was wrong for saying that, and I can apologize on air. I'm sorry for saying that. We're family. I should not have had said that particularly, but I do not feel like I was wrong. You know what I mean? We probably should have just sat around and
talked about
and spoke about it.
I will say this as well. We as a community, as family, we need to come together and discuss what's the problem or what was the cause of a reaction, and, you know, collaborate on how to fix it instead of just pointing fingers and like just cussing people out.
Right. Instead of just
because you want to change rules of how things are being done, you also have to change your approach to it and how you receive it.
Right. I think we'll do better if we'll recognize where the fault is at. You know what I'm saying? Because when things got so heated, people became blind as into what happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like
what was the reason it happened?
Right. Yes, you have to be self-assurant, if that's a real word. Like you have to be aware. Yes, self-aware. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. You have to be self-aware on where you are and what happened and what your role was. And did you respond correctly? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and let my 70-year-old cousin swing on my other cousin that's a girl, you know what I'm saying, and I'm sitting right there and watching that. No, that's
a man of the house action.
You're gonna be put in place
to take control of that. So Shanti, how was your Christmas? Sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, it was
sounds very stressful.
It was crazy because I ain't even confrontational like that. You know what I mean? I told him, I said, I'm the sweetest one of all y'all.
Are you?
I'm loving on y'all all the damn time.
Are you?
Yeah, I really think so.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm nice to them. Like they're my little cousins. These are my girls.
I believe you.
I call each and every one of them my favorite.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm encouraging. I'm loving on them.
Bradley.
I get them. I you know what I'm saying? What if any one of them can call me up right here and right now? I sound like I need you to pull up. Boo 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 boo. All right, I got you. I'm on the way. Fuck that. I don't care.
So essentially, it hurt you.
It hurt.
That
hurt me that it came to that length. You feel what I'm saying? And then I feel like, have y'all seen me so much as in your class that you forget that I'm also your elder? Because I'm there.
But that's the thing. Cousin. You also have to be. I believe while you're growing up with your family members and things like that, it's good to be able to connect. Obviously, but you should still set that standard or boundary between the lines so that it doesn't get blurred, because I had to do that with my younger sister at a point.
She sees so much as your sister,
as my sister, or even that I wasn't around, and so she tried to challenge me, and I had to remind her.
Who you talking to?
Yes, that's exactly the words that came out of my mouth.
Who the fuck you talking
I need you to step in line and do correctly.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bradley, I think you should communicate that with your family, that it hurt you more so than upset you, but it did both, and maybe it could go from there. Right.
Yeah.
Moving forward in 2022,
they mad at me.
May that be
I'll tell you that much.
Released.
They mad
Shanti?
At me. They mad at me. I know that.
They won't be mad at you for too much longer. Just send a group text. Group text if we fix that. How was your holiday, sister?
Man, Christmas was fucking hilarious. My
you too?
Brother, yes, this motherfucker
I'm gonna take a drink.
Was drunk as hell. Like, he ended up, okay, this is the worst part of the night. He ended up like doing too much movement, pulled the hookah, the coal
it didn't burn.
It fell in my sister's friend's ass that she just got done.
Bitch!
She just got that ass done. It burnt the whole.
Oh!
I was like,
it burned through the ass to the.
I don't know how much it burnt.
It
just fell. Okay, so she had the hookah here and she was holding it. He was sitting over here. And I don't know. And he like reached his arm around and swept and grabbed the hookah, burnt my sister's couch up, everything. But the worst part was the ass that got burnt. I was like,
what she said? You burnt my ass.
She was like,
did she feel it?
It went down her pants. Like the cold
was her pants unbuttoned? What happened?
It went in her pants. You know, you be having that gap right there in the back.
No, I no longer have a gap. It has closed.
Cody coat.
It has. You joking? You joking?
Go ahead.
But yeah, I know what you mean, sis.
So how did it mess up? I want to know how it messed up the silicone.
How did it mess up the family time?
Oh no, it didn't really mess up the silicone. I was just, it just.
But
was,
for real.
It might have shit. You never know what it did to that ass. Cause man, first of all, let's start with that. this BBL. I mean, whatever it's called. I think she got the silicone.
Brazilian butt lift. That's a BBL.
Like, her butt is like this wide.
Did she look funny?
So she had
it didn't fit her frame.
The butt cheeks was sitting up here. It was.
Can I get the pan in on the camera?
It was like it was new. That means it had to settle, right? That's what happened with the breast, right?
Why do y'all go through all this?
Y'all, who is y'all? We natural over here.
Well, we all, both of us.
Cody don't need no help.
Me.
Don't need no help.
Don't you mention me
Sure did.
at all. But I feel like women do.
You gonna come straight through the screen and whoop
Listen, you already had a talk, okay?
Oh, did you set that up?
No. What do you mean?
Can you tell you about that?
No.
Because I ain't say nothing about it.
What do you mean?
But you're telling me about it now.
No, y'all already had it, didn't you?
But how do you know about that?
What? Is he not my man?
So he had a talk with you.
No.
You're contradicting yourself. How would you know?
Because I inquired.
Oh, you
and everyone
did you tell him to do that?
No.
You didn't tell him to do that? Oh, we had a good talk, actually.
I know you did.
We had a real good talk.
I didn't even know all about the details. I don't want to know.
That's how he found
y'all.
out about and that's why I ain't say nothing afterwards.
You know what?
But we had a good talk.
I will never tell you anything about a surprise ever again.
But you realize
I feel like you did that on purpose.
He did.
I just gave you the answer.
He did it on purpose.
No, I just gave you the answer on how that came about because we had a talk. Which was a lengthy
Luckily,
talk.
he was still surprised.
Right.
Surprise.
And you ain't even come running your damn mouth.
I told you.
Shut up.
I told you I couldn't.
Shut up.
You didn't want to come.
No, that's a work night. Y'all know nights on days like that. I'm not
nights
available.
like this.
I'm not available.
I get away.
Not when motherfuckers tell you
that.
2-3 weeks in advance.
Right.
No.
That's how you know you lying.
Anytime he do that, boy.
Genuinely was not available because that's my normal work schedule. I told you, you know that.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
You know that.
I ain't gonna argue with you. But anyways.
Anywho. Yeah, so she burnt Dash, and he started crying afterwards.
Who? Wait. Who cried?
My stepbrother, the one who pulled the
How old is your stepbrother?
19. And then he called my
stepmother. The 19-year-old.
Yeah, they start smelling themselves around now.
Then he started calling my stepmother. And she cussed his ass out. And he's like, my own damn mama don't want to answer me. Then he like, if my girl don't pick up, she don't love me. Then my other stepbrother sitting over here.
He went into depression?
No, the nigga got... Yeah, he did.
Sound like it.
He said he going through a lot. But then my other stepbrother sitting over here, he's a year younger. So they all steps, like literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, 6 of them. And so the youngest one, he was sitting over there, he talking on the phone, and I see this motherfucking phone pull off. I said, I know you're not talking to a bitch and got her name saved to your phone. It's scam likely.
She's somebody's side.
I just was laughing the whole time. I was like making it so awkward for the girl on the phone. He was like, I'm gonna call you back. So, yeah, we it was like really intriguing because I haven't really hung out with them since I was like 18. So to see like how they've grown and how they haven't and how they still the same.
18? Mm-hmm. Since you were 18 and they were younger than you then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you are meeting them again for the first time, essentially.
Pretty much. They all got locks and it was like 3 of us. He was like, Grandma, look, it's Shanti. She was like, Shanti? You done put that stuff in your head too? She's like, oh, y'all got them locks. And he was like, yeah, we all dreaded up.
We just locked our hair.
Baby boy Nick gonna say, no, BJ, you have dreads. Me and Shanti, we have locks.
Ooh.
I was like,
let them know.
Because the shits was not kept. They was not kept.
Remind me again, what's the difference?
It's not a difference. Dreads is the name that was made up by the white man to make us hate our hair. What is the meaning of dread?
Somebody said Bob Marley said it's not.
But does that mean
was it Bob Marley
that way to us? Even Bob Marley said, "A bomberlock, a dreadlock." And we are
I think he's the one who said he's the one that uses the word.
I mean, I'm sure you. I mean, this is how I feel about
those is dreadlocks.
This is how
this is locks.
This is how I feel about that. What? Your motive behind your
lock
words.
means commitment.
that's
lock means
you know
commitment.
What I mean?
The word lock means commitment. Dread means dreadful. I don't dread my commitment at all. So why would I say that?
Mm. You know what? I think it's to each his own. Whoever has them, honestly.
Yeah, just lightful.
My Christmas was it was great, but it was kind of awkward at the same time. I was exposed to COVID, but I was fine. Like I didn't have any symptoms. I wasn't sick or anything like that. But I took the liberty to help protect other people and not put them at risk, to isolate and quarantine myself. And that's what a lot of people have not been doing. That's why this new variant has been flying around, taking people out left and right. Not taking them out.
That Omarion variant.
That Omicron.
Not the Omarion. I'm done.
Yeah, for my Christmas,
Omicron.
what I did, Omicron? Omicron, yeah. It took out a lot of people. So my boyfriend had COVID, and I decided to stay home and just like isolate myself. But in that time, I really felt in the Christmas spirit because I was home with my girl Imani, my roommate, and we put our tree up. We was watching Christmas movies. We drank. We cooked Christmas dinner. We drank hot chocolate. We watched Best Man Holiday 2. You know what I'm saying? Like we was there. We was there. We opened presents. It was a really delightful time. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Every holiday season, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, I always feel and like to be around my family. But I really felt the Christmas joy this Christmas.
Where?
Yeah, it was a great feeling.
Is that unusual for you? Like
honestly, these last couple of years, the holidays haven't been feeling the same to me. They don't feel
it's different as an adult too.
As an adult, and you have to create that for yourself, though. You have to create that type of spirit for you, and I try to keep it alive myself, but it's just sometimes you just feel like it's just another day,
right?
Because you're supposed to celebrate and appreciate people that you are around day to day. But it
was fun.
It was a good one.
I definitely we all sat in the kitchen and my job was to bring drinks, but I naturally I'm seeing them cook in the kitchen and I'm the motherfucker sitting up here walking around with my hands behind my
speculating.
So, you know what? Let me just help you with that. They was like, Shanti, taste these sweet potato souffle. I was like, that ain't right, baby. I was like, let me help you real quick.
So you was just touching on
stuff. So that's just who I am. Like I'm the perfectionist. No, we had tasting spoons and we threw them out when we were done.
Yeah.
And I made some hot chocolate and I melted down the little the white chocolate crisp cream cookies and cream bars and put it in my
Ooh, that sounds good actually.
My sister was like, "What the hell you doing?" She was like, "Oh,
I want some." Right. Yeah. So how do y'all feel about this this new variant flying around and everyone getting sick? Like pretty much half of Atlanta has been sick, and even the vaccinated people who have the booster shot are sick. The people who are not vaccinated are sick. The people who only got the one shot been sick.
Well, I can say that I'm definitely seeing more of an impact. I'm definitely seeing more of an impact with this variant than the original one. Because when the first COVID came out, I didn't know nobody that was sick. But now this variant is out, and now there's a good 5 people that's close to me that's sick. You know
right
what
now.
I mean? They don't even know if they got COVID or not. They just know they got something or whatever.
They sick. Like, you shouldn't be around them sick.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That kind of sick or whatever. But I don't know. It's confusing. I mean, I'm vaccinated, right? And granted, vaccination is it doesn't mean you can't get it, but it's supposed to help from you dying from it.
Yeah.
To my understanding. Like, you can
make
still
your
get
symptoms
it,
more mild and less.
But if you was to get it, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
Especially if you on the right side of 40, to my understanding. You know what I mean? But what you think? What's going on with this new Omarion? Where it come from?
How is it Omarion? That is not.
I heard
Omicron.
Omnicron.
Why? Who the hell?
Because it sounds like Omarion, so everybody just been going with it, and they've been doing Omarion challenge.
Yeah, and it's just been everywhere now. And I'm feeling
honestly,
it the most.
People hell.
I feel like it's only here because people who had gotten the vaccine believed that they didn't have to wear their mask, didn't have to wash their hands, didn't have to isolate when they did feel sick or cough and things like that. And even the people who weren't vaccinated, they were still going out and about when they felt sick. It still boils down to you feeling sick and going home. And washing your hands. You know what I mean?
Taking care of yourself and people around you.
That's what it is, and it really kills me. It doesn't kill me. It just irks my nerve. It grinds my gears when people be like, "I'm vaccinated." Okay.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with you?
They be so
and I think what
you need to do for the whole,
you know what
everybody
I think,
else.
What I think where that came from is that so much of the working force was presented with an option of either get vaccinated or get fired.
Yeah.
So it became a big deal for us to where we expecting to see some sort of exemption.
There's no exemption.
You know what I mean? I mean, but that's the expectation. Like, if we go through this, like, hey, I done got vaccinated just to keep my damn job, and I still can't walk in the grocery store without a mask on.
Unfortunately,
you know what I'm saying?
It's come to it being an exemption to certain things, well, majority things, because it's like you can't travel unless you have it. You can't go into certain places unless you have that or a mask or you have a current test, which I don't mind getting the test. I mean,
I think we should have, if this thing is so damn important,
what?
They should roll out home tests.
They have them. They're like they're like pregnancy tests.
Like
this girl ran some water on it, and the water from her faucet, and it tested positive for COVID.
I think
that shit is crazy.
Seriously.
I think that needs to become big to where before you leave out, swab that mouth.
Not before you leave out, but before you try to like go. Hang out and you've been like feeling symptomatic, you know what I mean? You need to take one, but at the same time they ran out so quick.
Yeah, but what about the people that's asymptomatic? Because you got some folks out there that have COVID and but they don't have any symptoms, so they feel just fine. But the whole while,
and that was me. I didn't feel anything, but I was exposed, but I still isolated myself and stayed home because I took precautions for other people. People don't do that.
It's this one guy my son's dad was talking to him today, and he was like, "Yeah, I got COVID, but I'll come play ball with y'all." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Why?"
Sure.
He's like, "I don't care." He said, "I got everybody gonna get it." I'm like, it's just those ignorant people like that.
That's
he really said that?
That's that dissension I was talking about.
There's a lot of people that just don't give a fuck. But then again, I've had. My aunt just passed away yesterday.
Oh, my condolences.
Yeah, she had the vaccine, and I had a couple of uncles that passed last week that had the vaccine as well. So it's like, it's really.
Ashanti, my condolences. Seriously.
I mean, I kind of prepared myself for it when my father was fighting with them about some of the research that we've done. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like. Only thing that our job is to help inform people. If you choose to believe whatever you want, I can't force you to believe something. But at the end of the day, it's like even my best friend, she's like, I don't understand why you tell me these things when you know that I don't believe in it. I'm like, only job I have is to give you the information that I have. That's my only job. You choose to do with it what you will. It's like at the end of the day, we don't understand the things that something that hasn't even finished going through trials can do to us. It's like some people's systems are different. Some people's systems are stronger than others. Like I know a girl that was 23 years old who got it and died the same day she got the vaccine.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't keep you from dying. It's like this is.
Was she died from having the vaccine or having COVID and getting the vaccine?
She didn't have COVID.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't sick. She was going out of town and she's like, well, let me just get this COVID vaccine just to.
So shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I'm like, and her mom was upset, and then that they made it to where you can't sue. If anything happens to you, you can't sue.
No.
Yeah.
But they're forcing you to get it.
But you have no protection if you do. So it's like,
what?
How do you force somebody's hand?
No way.
What do you mean? You feel like the COVID shot is no protection?
It's no protection because no, I'm talking about as far as if anything happens to you.
They
made it illegal for you to sue. They made it to where you cannot sue the people.
Yeah.
At all for this vaccine.
I think doctors.
I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I think doctors.
Wow.
They operate underneath that law. I think it's called the Good Samaritan law, something like that. Like if you was to come into the hospital, and the doctor that worked on you, but he was not successful, and you died, your family cannot sue the doctor for doing
his job. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the new law.
No, that's always been.
I think that's all. Yeah, that's always been what you call it.
Like me, I'm certified to do CPR and things of that nature because I was in the nursing field, which I'm kind of battling going back. My sister, she wants me to come help her with her clinic that does BBLs, but I'm just like,
no, ma'am, don't you do it.
I'm like, I don't believe in those things.
Don't you
do it. But you're protected.
Yeah, but either way, like if I'm doing CPR on somebody and they die, they can't sue me, even if I did it wrong.
Yeah, because you was unsuccessful in that CPR or whatever. You know what I mean? I think all doctors are protected underneath that. You know, so that's what that sounds like to me. You know, when you say there's no protection.
Well,
like,
I overall
they can't retaliate. Go ahead.
Do what your heart tells you to do.
What's up with these BBLs anyway?
I'm talking about the vaccines and stuff like that. I ain't talking about no BBL. I ain't talking about none of that. But yeah, go with your gut. But mask up, wash your hands, and take care of your immune system.
Man, when is this gonna be over with? It looks like it's not gonna be over with. This is the new world.
No, it's not.
Because every time I turn around, it's a new strand.
Listen, it was like this with all the other diseases and things that was going around. We have to, and as some people have said, everyone has to like eventually. Majority of the masses get vaccinated, and like the other people who aren't, they have to take care of themselves, or it has to like settle down within time. That's like how it was with the other like the flu and chickenpox and plagues and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
But nobody finds it sketchy how like it just so happens that these shows like predict the future like every time.
I've
these
always
things,
found it sketchy.
It doesn't feel sketchy that you could sit up here and say, oh yeah, we're doing fine. Nobody's talking about COVID for all this time, and then as soon as people are like, well, we're good, and then a strand just magically appears out of nowhere. Like, that just doesn't seem, that doesn't even seem surreal. And then to see that it's coming out of faucets and shit.
So what's happening? Is it the government?
Don't you elbow me. We're going to go on a break. No.
Let me say this real quick. We
need it.
The fact that we sit up here and trust in a government that never gave a fuck about us, it makes me so angry. Because people sit up here and no, I'm serious. Because people sit up here and trust the government and trust in the government when they have never cared about our people. Like, so now all of a sudden they care about us and they want to inject.
Trusting in the government, is it? It's more so everyone who.
Man, we were just on Project Breakthrough 2 days ago. This guy literally said that he flew into France or whatever. They was like, vaccine card. Like, who cares about that? Like, other countries aren't really caring about that shit, but they want to make it seem like to us. But you don't know unless you actually go there.
Well, no, that's not valid. So I wanted to Jamaica. They wanted to see.
No, Jamaica. No, they do.
So
but Jamaica is also
Jamaica
is also a part of the United States territory. Exactly.
I'm saying, but anywhere, I would think they would ask for that because this is a global pandemic thing that's happening.
Well, like I just said, somebody just went to Paris a few days ago, and they did not have any problem with vaccinations.
Leave me alone, Bradley. I'll talk to you about it later.
Is my shit fucked up?
No, I was just looking at the connection of your overbite and how it was like flowing in.
I took Christmas break on it.
There's no breaks. What's wrong with you?
I know. I'll put them back in when I get back right.
God. Okay, we'll be back, family. That was fun.
Like that. My shit fucked up.
No, it's not. It's not. I was just paying attention, and you know, it's a part of my career path that I just. We've got the sauce.
I can see why the mother girls hating on you. The way you ride, the way you move, the way you do. You get that money, stay out the way, you keep it cool. I don't know what it is, girl, it's something about you, something different about you, I don't know what it is, something different about you, something different about you, I don't know what it is, something different about you. It's that sex appeal, or how that body feel. Girl, the way that you moving, giving me the chills. When you in them heels, in that sexy dress. Baby girl, you one, girl, you do it best. And I can see why the mother girl's mad. Cause you do your thing, and you in your bag. Staying out
grandma asking me where I been, knowing I been with bitches. Your mama, yeah, she loves your daddy, can't stand shit up in me. And I ain't taking advantage, even though I can buy his business. I wanna push a love nigga if he ain't have a penny. The brokest bitches be the one that want you spending.
I can see why the mother girls hating on you, the way you ride, the way you move, the way you do. You get that money, stay out the way, you keep it cool. I don't know, but you just got something about you, something different about you, something different about you. I don't know what it is, something different about you, something different about you, something different about you. I don't know what it is, something different about you.
Yeah. Late at night. Late at night. Shout out to Rodriguez. Late at night. Alan Rashad. For that bitch, yeah, I got that pussy sideways. Said a nigga in the house, we fucking the driveway. She said the tits swallow the dinner, she a cry, baby. Said the dish is so good, eat it and now let it. If I the pussy like steak, she's just a waiter. At a nigga birthday, I was singing for paper. Said pay the nigga, so I guess the pussy was cake. She said she wanna try to dig it, cause she like how I'm taking. Yeah. Tell me what he's marking for. He gon' open doors that a nigga can't close. Said he was smoke, but I just off the pole. Take her to the room, stab her, throw her through her nose. Don't let me show her you a hoe. I'm just a nigga that play his role. Only fucking what you on the road. Nigga, don't talk to me, just cry till you late at night, yeah. I'm not a minute man, girl, gotta fuck twice. She said her nigga gon' pull up, that's alright. Can't even make it through the door, she put a pipe on side. Drag me to the kitchen so that day when I go where, yeah, that bitch you need me. Use that grapefruit with the twins, tryna get the semen. Niggas toes curling, got me cutting semen. Use that spitty 3,000, got her own sequence. Feeling like I'm in heaven, but I'm out for demon. On demon time, baby girl, give me reason. She said we just only friends, but she ain't mean it. We gon' make her only fans, praying he don't see shit. I'ma fuck your girl, yeah, once or twice. Late at night, nigga, this a game I don't play now. Late at night, I don't give a fuck if I'm on the side. Late at night, I know that this day don't change her
Then I need you, baby, I want you.
What you cooking?
It ain't that I need you, but baby, I want you. Want you right by my side. Whatever it take, baby, I'm willing to do it. Just give me your all and I'll do the same too. It ain't that I need you, but baby, I want you. Want you right by my side. Whatever it take, baby, I'm willing to do it. Just give me your all and I'll do the same too. You loud through the spot, I gotta let you know. I want you forever, I can feel it in my soul. Kept it real from the start, that's what I love about you. Even when they talking down, girl, I'm still vouching. Can't nobody change the way that I feel about you. Nobody perfect, gotta find the one that's worth it. You the one, I can finally stop my search. Give you my heart, even though you ain't no surgeon. I was a mess when you met me, I was traumatized. Scared of commitment from the past, they told me nothing but lies. My heart was dead, but when you came, girl, it came alive. It ain't that I need you, but baby, I want you. Want you right by my side. Whatever it takes, baby, I'm willing to do it. Just give me your all and I'll do the same too. It ain't that I need you, but baby, I want you.
Want you right by my side. Whatever it take, baby, I'm willing to do it. Just give me your all and I'll do the same too.
Hey, we so allergic to the board, so what you talking about? I get my heart, you give me yours, and we can swap it out. Or you can be like DJ up my life and walk it out. Or we can stay right here, pipe it up, pipe it out. Don't let me label you a snitch because you telling lies. Hey, don't I keep you on point, bitch, and hella high. Hey, it's your boy Boo, I'm introduced to better time. It's something about you that I keep a nigga mesmerized. Shit here get me every time. She play my songs and let it ride. Girl, I gotta fuck with you, keep it real and hella fine. And you bring me better vibes. Girl, you just so energized. Only time can tell if we gon' let it ride. What's the time?
Wow.
It was a crazy Christmas. I've never done that before on any Christmas.
I feel like you shouldn't have to though, but I will say this.
It was warranted.
I feel like no one should charge or put their hands on somebody unless it's for a matter of life and death.
Unless it's warranted.
And especially a woman should not charge at a man, as a man should not charge at a woman.
But if a woman charges at a man
has every right to restrain.
And I just feel like, as a woman, you don't want a man to hit you, so why would you put your hands on them?
Why would you attack a man? No matter how mad you are.
Correct. With the balls on you.
Okay.
She has some big
All right, now
So
let me get this
back. Right, we're back. Welcome back.
Hitting and restraining is two different things. But all right, so we're back, and I think I want to deal with this. There's this word called dissension, and I'm gonna read the definition. And it is the act of moving downward, dropping, or falling. Right. Mm-hmm. Us as a people, I think we operate.
Us as a people, who?
Us black people. Sometimes I think we operate heavily in the spirit of dissension, right? And I'm gonna give a scenario, right? To where, all right. So I work out about 3 times a week. You know, I go to a gym.
Doing what?
That I'm consistent with. I do Muay Thai, kickboxing, and boxing, and you know, and sometimes I get a little yoga in. You know,
yoga. Yoga is intense.
I just tried to, I was curious, so I went to a yoga class.
Curious George
but my gym that dope is like when you have a membership, you have access to all the classes.
Okay.
But my favorite is Muay Thai, right? Mm-hmm. You know, because I like to train. I'm into fitness. Fitness is all through my family, particularly my father's side. You know, shout out to Richmond, Virginia, Master Trainers Pro. Y'all go check him out. He got apparel online and everything. But all right, back to the story.
Free promo.
Mm-hmm. Back to the story, right? So our usual Muay Thai coach is out sick, right? He may be quarantining for about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks or whatever.
That's a long time.
And because we don't know what it is with this newer variant out or whatever, you know what I mean? So he said, you know what, just chill. Mm-hmm. And I understand that, I respect that. But at the same time, we still need to train. Hell, there's folks training for fights coming up in January and February. We still need to have class and we still need to train.
Right. So
they provided a substitute teacher, right? Which is one of the trainers that's in authority at the gym or whatever, mm-hmm. right? This what we do. Us as black people, right? We come in there. This ain't what we normally do. This ain't how we stretch. We don't do that. We don't do that many burpees. We don't do that many push-ups. We don't do that many sit-ups.
You're in the gym.
It's in that. Like you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I get it. It may not be our usual program, mm-hmm. but guess what? We have a different coach.
Yes.
For the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
You need to abide. You need to abide by that coach's instruction, because after all, that coach is in authority. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Why do we come in there talking shit, right? Talking about if the class don't seem right, I'ma leave. Well, bitch, leave then.
Whoa. Whoa, wait.
I mean, I'm like that. I mean, it was just when the person said that, that's how I felt. I was like, well, then just leave then, because we sitting here, we trying to still have our classes, still do it. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be what you. It's not gonna be what you expected, because after all, we do have a different coach. Don't think you just gonna come in there and come to a class and there's a different coach, and that coach is not gonna have a different program. You either abide by it or not. But don't sit up and talk and spread gossip and spread all of this dissension. You feel what I'm saying? Dissension, so the class can go south.
I need you to breathe.
You feel what I'm saying? Man, I think we do that often as a people, and I was particularly embarrassed because it came from us black people.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I can understand what you're saying. So what it sounds like is the trainee was not open to a new routine, and it was a minor break into their routine. And I will say a lot of people, and I will say black people, are not open to change. And if we are, it has to come with a lot of nagging or complaining before we've truly fully accepted it.
Right. And you hitting it right on the head, Cody. It's like, why are we not acceptable to change? If we came in here on another Wednesday, Moose said, you know what, y'all gonna have a podcast over here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like just that change. Okay, I get it. It's uncomfortable. It's you know what I'm saying?
But a lot of people aren't equipped sometimes for change. And that, I feel like that is again, it starts with the upbringing, because you can be so, I don't want to say trained, but you can be used to just doing things a certain way over and over again.
Used to a routine.
You can be trained, used to a routine, that when you are put into a scenario where you have to be able to be flexible and change, it creates turmoil in your mind.
It do. And you know what? And these are the people that when they was in school or in high school, and whenever they had a substitute teacher, they was the person acting out in class.
Yeah.
Well, we don't head out papers that
with
way.
The assistant.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then the thing is, like, they catch amnesia. They catch amnesia. They catch amnesia like, on like the thing. I mean, like, one of the things that pissed me off is, like, towards the end of class, we normally bow out. Like, we
pay respect.
You know what I'm saying? We bow out. You know, each person would get in line. You know what I'm saying? A single line, and we would bow out to the coach. You go up, you bow out to the coach, and you stand in line, and the next person then just goes, and that's an opportunity for you to bow to each and every person in the coach. These motherfuckers acting like they ain't never bowed out a damn dojo.
I will say this though, it's not just them acting like they don't do that. It's more so they don't respect them. It all boils down to the respect, because when you bowing out to your trainer, your master, in a sense, it's like, thank you, we appreciate it. If someone, and that goes like for teachers and substitute teachers and stuff like that, that's why they get so much disrespect, because they haven't earned, in a sense, that respect from their peers or the students.
Let me ask you this though: should respect be earned or given? Like, did you tell your college professor you have to earn my respect? Like, you have to work for me in order to respect you. Even in our relationship segment.
You don't tell them that.
Even in our relationship segment, as you begin to date someone, is there not a certain amount of respect you automatically give a person that they did not earn?
The same respect that you have for yourself, and the same respect that you want. Right?
To receive.
That's what you're supposed to start off in life and just grow into. You know what I mean? The respect that you want given to you is the respect that you give.
Right.
When it comes to giving more respect to the person, that right there, it should be demonstrated that they are eligible, or, that they deserve to have that respect. If you can't show me that you just deserve to be respected.
Right.
Yeah, we bug the hell out as a people.
Does it make sense? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
It makes sense.
No?
It makes sense.
I'm just asking.
To a certain degree. Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's your thoughts, Ashanti?
Have you ever been in a position of where you was filling in for someone and that class or that demographic or whatever acted an ass towards you, and they already knew that, I don't want to say that you didn't know what you was doing, but they already knew that you was subbing.
And it's not just black people, I just want to say that.
I know, yeah, I don't want to make it that, but I was just embarrassed that, why are you representing us like that? The white folks ain't complaining. What your loud mouth doing? You the hell?
Whoa, I'm gonna need you to relax, sir.
That was crazy.
I'm gonna need you to back down.
I haven't been a substitute per se, but I have like taught my own classes with my kids' summer camp. My kids' old school, I used to teach their summer camp. I used to teach dance and music classes. And I mean, in the beginning, you have to set the tone for the children. It's up to you as the parent or as the leader to set the tone. And for whatever reason, kids know not to fuck with me from rip, because I feel like it's your
aura of what you demand and what you expect.
Yeah,
you know?
because I expect greatness out of every kid, and also these are kids that have seen me pull up to my kids' school and whoop my kids' ass in front of their school and not give a fuck, because I just feel like that has been eliminated from the world. It's like seeing parents actually discipline. It's like people are scared to discipline.
What we were talking about earlier.
Right. The discipline. Hey, I say whoop your kids' ass.
Do not whoop their ass.
As often as you can.
I came to my kids' school, whooped their ass in the school, took a branch off their tree and whooped their ass with it at their school. Because because I asked the teacher for a ruler. She told me the last one I borrowed, I broke it.
So she couldn't give you one.
So she wouldn't give me another ruler.
Ashanti,
I don't care. My kids, they used to act up in class, and they don't do that shit anymore.
So, and you bring up a good topic, that back on the parenting of children, right?
Kind of feel away about that.
I feel like parents should defer discipline even to the family.
Huh?
There was a time of where
it has to be a responsible, like how they say it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Like other people in the family being able to hit them, because some people feel some type of way.
No.
Let me give you a story. Let me tell you my story. One time, I was a kid. I was a kid. I think I was a teenager.
Why you gotta say I was a kid so many times?
Yeah, I was a kid.
We understand, Bradley.
This is far from me now. But I went out of town with my aunt. To see extended family in Alabama, grandma from Alabama.
Okay.
And I acted a complete ass.
Okay.
I was in the wrong.
And
my mother caught wind of it, right? When I got home, I got my ass beat there, but not just that. She took me to my aunt's house, whom I acted an ass with, whooped my ass again, and then handed the belt to my aunt.
That's doing too much.
And my aunt whooped my ass again.
That's doing too much.
I don't think that's doing too much, because what it did, it instilled in me even as a child. So you got to get it while that kid is a child.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying? Because ever since then, I have never gotten out of line with my aunt.
I can understand you being disciplined by your aunt, but I just don't feel like, to a certain degree, it's the amount of discipline that you should do physically to your child or to a child in general, because not all the time is putting hands or disciplining a child with physicality is going to correct their behavior, because there are people who grow into and just be like, I'm a fighter, fuck that, I used to get my ass beat when I was young, I'm still turn up and whoop, and I know how to fight now.
That's when they get older.
So it's like that doesn't necessarily always correct a problem. And when it comes to like your parent disciplining you with like a whooping or a spanking or whatever you want to call it, that's okay, I feel like. But when it comes to other family members, I feel like it should be an implemented disciplinary action list, if that makes sense.
But sometimes the children don't respect those family members that necessarily gonna try to put you in timeout or anything like that.
No, they'll take that.
I just talked to someone recently, and they said that their kids weren't behaving with their family members. So these family members proceeded to not feed the children as a matter of disciplinary action. Like, you did what?
Well, you can't do that, but you can whoop that ass.
You can whoop that ass. I feel like if I
somebody
trust
you can kill somebody by putting your hands on them, but you can't. As long as you're with that person, you can understand, like, dang, I ain't gonna eat if I don't act right.
Okay, well, I'm not.
I ain't gonna die if somebody hit me the wrong way.
So I know
I'm not saying to choke. I'm not saying to snatch the motherfucker heart out, but a good ass whooping with a belt.
Yeah.
Would clean a good young lad up.
I mean, I don't even whoop my kids anymore.
That can
actually,
create a negative reaction within the disciplinary enforcement within the world, and it can create
it can also create a negative action from not whooping his ass.
It has to be a balance.
Every child is different. You also have to understand that child. Like, some children don't work well with abrasive tactics. I don't whoop my children anymore. I haven't had to whoop my children since they learned. They was like 2 or 3 years old.
Well, you got
and even when they do act up, I put them straight in push-up position.
He was groping me one time. I don't know about that one.
Tyreek always he loved ass and titties. Like,
he groped me one time.
One day I had on like this short dress, and Cleveland caught Tyreek like bending down, looking under my dress. He's a little boy.
I would say, by the way, viewers, he is only like what, 4?
He wanted to say, "What you got out of?"
Yeah, he only 4. He only 4, but still.
I mean, at least my kid likes girls. Shit,
that's something to be proud of these days. Damn,
oh man, I'm like. I understand that with Asher, abrasive tactics worked for an extended period of time, and now my child, like, because I discipline him through like military styles, what I call it. Like, I'll put him in push-up position,
put him in the
or I have him squat,
wall sit.
Yes,
or do a plank for a certain time. But I tell you,
the plank. Okay, we've been doing the plank since he was 2. So the boy up about the core strength is like that shit don't even phase him no more.
Okay, well then
so we had to move on to the wall squats. When I tell you, my son, I could hold him, wrap his legs around my waist, and he could put his head all the way down to my legs, and then keep repetitively. I was like, your core is like fucking crazy. Like, that boy is gonna be fucking monster if he doing this shit at 6.
He gonna be the you remember it was a child star who was the strongest child. He had muscles. I forgot who he was, but
maybe got a little 6-pack. But no, he does. Like, even now with his disciplinary measures, he is reading more. Like, his word vocabulary is always been extensive. So like, to hear him actually, we take him to speech therapy because he has a stuttering issue, which has really dissipated since he's been, and also like certain words that he used to say incorrectly. It's definitely, it definitely shows. Like, even now he's learning to play the piano, and he can pick out whatever letter you ask him to pick out in the alphabet. He's up here. He out here with the note coming with it. Like, he's like, you want me to find middle C? And then he like starts doing his scales, and we working on his finger placements and things like that. I was like, Mr. Edwin, I gotta get back up in there because my baby
about to pass me up.
No, my baby, no, he's really like catching on so fast, and to see him retaining the information.
It starts when they're young.
He's at that age.
So I want to ask y'all this. It started when we were young. We were taught about a New Year's resolution.
So she put that discipline in when they're young.
Yeah. Started with a New Year's resolution. We were taught to always plan for the future, start fresh once that 1st of January come around in a new year. Have y'all started with new routines or tactics before the new year has come around? Let me finish.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I always try to say something. You always cut me off. You ever see that TikTok?
Nah.
Yeah, it's a TikTok one. It's pretty funny. But or are you waiting for January to start new?
I feel like if you want to change something, why wait until tomorrow, which you could start today? Because if you keep saying you're going to do it tomorrow, then tomorrow gets here, you're going to say you're going to do it tomorrow.
I'll do it the next day.
Success loves speed. It's no way that you can expect something to happen if you're not willing to.
Well, I disagree with that one right there.
What?
But go ahead.
What? You disagree with what part? Success loves speed?
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, so
you can touch on that in a minute.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
With today, me and my children, what we did was we stepped into 5 things that you wanted to do. I asked them, what was the language they wanted to master, which we already started working on Spanish. Like since they were kids, we've been doing the Spanish thing. So they want to further develop their Spanish. Asher's going to a school next year that requires you to learn a language, so he's going to be learning Spanish and Creole next year. So he chose Spanish and Creole. He has a lot
Creole,
of.
is that French?
It's broken French. It's like
certain
it's like
type of
patois
French.
for
Right.
Haitians. But my son is like, he has uncles and things, and I have family members that are Haitian. Cleveland has family members that are Haitian, so they're gonna be teaching Asher how to speak Creole. And I'm working on his Spanish. And then I asked him 2 instruments he wants to work on. He said he wants to master the piano and the guitar. I asked him for his sports. He says he wants to do baseball and football this year. Tyreek, and then I asked him what he wants to be a master of, and he said he wanted to be a master piano player. So this is like
gonna be another John Legend.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
He has like really long piano playing fingers. He was like, "Mommy, my fingers hurt." And I'm like, "Baby, it's okay." I said, "Your fingers are gonna hurt. That's
you got some
stretching."
long fingers. Let me see your fingers.
My fingers are long.
Your fingers is long too. Mine ain't that long.
I mean, it's long for women, but you know, what?
My fingers ain't that long.
You have a lot of finger space. You know, like when you have the limited amount of this and a short amount of this.
No,
yours aren't like that.
I got a bigger
You have
palm.
nice hands.
Shit out of you.
See if you can reach a 10th.
But yeah,
I can do that.
That's a chord.
I know that. I do that when I be acting like I know how to play. Da-na-na-na, you know what I'm saying?
Left hand, melody in the
you know.
right.
But anyways, Why do you disagree?
That speed agrees with success.
Yeah.
I didn't say it agrees.
What you say?
I said success loves speed.
Success loves speed, even more powerful. I don't necessarily agree, because sometimes I feel like you may be ready for it, but it may not be ready for you. You know what I mean? Your demographic may not see it yet for what you're trying to bring forth to them. And I've seen that like a few years ago. I've seen that most in my clothes when I would go shopping. And before that whole Kanye phase happened, of where you had the drape, the
holes and
you know what I'm saying, all of that, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, like all of that. Some of the stuff that I bought was years ahead of what people began to read. So if I was to even to wear it and rock it, I'd be labeled as a weirdo. You know what I mean? It'd be labeled as like, I don't understand, I don't get it, or I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I mean? So I would say that sometimes that you may be ready, you may see the vision, but the demographic that you're reaching may not be accessible until a few ticks later.
But that sounds more like trying to be accepted.
I wouldn't say not trying to be accepted, because if you have a brand and you're trying to sell to this market, but the market is not on that just yet. You know what I mean?
So but you don't think that's setting the trend if you're the first person to do it?
Listen,
I got a question.
Don't you know
people listen in the building?
What's happening? You're late. We about to get off in about 15 minutes.
Shut up, bro.
Wait, so
motherfucker, like I wasn't even coming today.
So what you're saying is success doesn't necessarily always have to be at a fast pace,
right?
And as long as you're being progressive,
right,
you can be successful.
You can be correct.
But what if you're moving too slow?
The thing is, I don't want time to govern it. You know what I mean? Come on, fool. I don't want time to govern it. I think us as a people, we put too many deadlines. I'm gonna be this by 27, be this by 28, be 30. Maybe the stuff that you're asking for, it's not ready until you're in your mid 30s or 40s. You feel what I'm saying?
You gotta get seasoned.
You know what I mean? Like for real, don't you know people like Thomas Edison and Tesla was a bunch of crazies to folks in their generation?
Yeah.
Tesla saying, you know what, I'm gonna put a light in everybody's goddamn house without fire.
Did you say Tesla?
Tesla or Thomas Edison? You know,
Okay.
Tesla was one of them, or Thomas Edison.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? He was perceived as crazy. His vision didn't come forth until years later. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that he didn't limit himself because it didn't happen because I moved so quickly and the people didn't move. Give the people time. Give the people time for a need to arise. Even Steve Jobs, he said, "I'm gonna put a computer in everybody's hand," which is our iPhone.
You know,
but that sound crazy back in the early 90s.
Essentially, is what you're saying is don't let the world rush your process, right?
Mm-hmm.
That what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because, but some people can see it as you're not making a move on it, so that means you're not being a doer, you're just being a talker.
Mm-hmm. But see, let me ask you this: do you buy things because of what like, say for instance, if what's your favorite designer or whatever, right? Oh, I'll just put this out there. Just say for instance, if you want to purchase somebody's product because they're promoting it real well.
Okay.
Every time you scroll.
Okay.
Every time you scroll, you see it. And so you're thinking, well, I see it so often, so it's a hit.
You need to try
Might as well get some.
Let me buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no need in the world for it right now. So the thing that you're buying, you can't even use. But wait until the need in the world happens, and now your product becomes valuable because I need this now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
If I didn't put out my product, how would you know if you need it or not?
If you didn't put it out, would you know what you needed?
Like if my product is something that someone doesn't have.
Mm-hmm. But see, because someone doesn't have doesn't mean that it's in need. So it's really the market that puts the value on things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Hell, you can have a product for a special umbrella that just sits on top of your head. You will never need an umbrella again. This shield will cover you from everything. But if it don't rain for 3 years,
but I think,
and I know that's far fetched, but
you know what I'm
saying?
I think that's against your point. Like I think more so on your point, you're saying that you shouldn't put a time thing on it. But I feel like it goes more towards that. Like if you put a time on it, you're not gonna start selling umbrellas in the summertime. Or you might not gonna sell those umbrella hats in the middle of
summer.
You might though, because you might want to sell
winter.
You wouldn't sell them in the middle of winter.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to do it, or you wouldn't sell those hats in that's like you said, that certain market. You wouldn't sell those hats in Alaska. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do well in Alaska. But your time frame, I think you should, because you need to know, when am I going to be able to put this product out?
That's absolute fact.
When do I need to be doing these certain things? So I think putting a time on it makes it realistic.
Ooh, you just said something that I said to myself before I came in here. Okay, so what I said was a thought or a dream is a goal is nothing but a dream without action. And so you have to put action behind it, even if it's slowly but surely, but you have to put a time limit on it to get it done. Right. You know, even if you don't know who's going to want it or need it, it's something that you see purpose for. Mm-hmm. And then once it's executed, the world will catch up to you.
Right.
And then if you were the first person to push this product or put this product out, and then you allowed yourself to become
to have bragging points
or fourth or no, if you
have bragging points, I was the first one to do this.
No, if you
just
never put the product out, are you going to be quiet? If you never put the product out and you weren't ever able to be that first person.
I'm not saying never to put the product out, but to be sensitive to what the market is asking.
But you're being sensitive to what the market is asking for, and then somebody else beats you to the punch, and then now they're the number one and you're the number 30 because you're you're trying to race to get somewhere that you would have already been.
Well, I don't think that determines it. If you know what I mean, I think there's other factors that would describe on why I'm number one, because we have a million versions of other Crocs out there that are not Crocs.
Yeah, but they're not the number one brand.
Feel as if success.
No, but like, I mean, even when you go to your point about, like, I don't know, I maybe I'm not understanding the question. What's the question?
I don't think it was more so a question.
I said success loves speed.
She said success loves speed.
And he said he disagrees with that.
Success loves speed.
Mm-hmm.
I think in our society, a lot of us want things microwaved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think
y'all touched on that. What was it, last week or the week before?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think. But I don't think that's something that. I don't think it's true. I think success is more like understanding your process. You can have a 10-day process to where this shit can work, or you can have a 100-day process. I think the biggest problem with it is that we don't do that part. Mm-hmm. So like, we want something to happen, but we don't have the actual process on how it works.
Right.
So if you got the actual, if you know it takes 10 days to make a crochet shirt, you're not gonna tell people.
I'll have it to you in 5.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to have a time schedule on things, I think you have to. I think that's like mandatory.
What I was speaking on is more of like, okay, when it comes to a business and you have this idea and you don't put it out when you should. It's like you have to start somewhere at the end of the day. And when you don't start, or you start too late, you allow other people to get ahead of you, and they get the jump on your business idea or your business mogul. I've had plenty of times where I've said business ideas and people took my business idea and ran with it, and I didn't do it.
But I think also, you know, when it comes down to it, you shouldn't start something or try to rush and do it just because you don't want someone to beat you to it. I feel like you should do it because you want to, and because it feels necessarily won't always feel right to just start. You just have to do it.
Yeah, let's talk about that right there, Cody. You hitting on some gems right there. How much stuff are we involved in that it was not our original vision for, or our original goal for? You know what I mean? How many times do we find ourselves
Wrapped in a cycle?
and just doing something because it's what I've always done? You know what I mean? It's like it comes down to defining. I feel like you will have fuel and to do what you want to do when it's doing something you really want to do.
And I think,
you know what I mean?
if I can, I think that goes more to what you were saying, and that's why I think you do have to put those pressures on things. Like you have to put timestamp on things. Like if this don't work out by this time, I need to be. Let me regroup. Let's see if I still want to do this, and let me see how I can restructure this to make this work. And if I can't redo that, I gotta probably let me switch lanes. Let me see if I can go do this over here.
And you still have time
but cool. I appreciate that. But I want to ask you this: what if the thing that you want to do and that you have a vision for and that you know that'll blow up, but the market isn't ready for it just yet?
How do you know?
Such as like, say for instance, T Ford, the first Model T car. Everybody is in horse and buggies. You have this vision for the first car.
Horse and buggies.
Yeah, like you got to think about that. These are businessmen that really happened. You know how crazy the guy that invented the car had the sound of, look, you ain't gonna need no more horses. You ain't gonna need no more buggies.
I don't think you're saying it right. I don't think you're saying it right though, because like
I'm just saying, but if he would have put a deadline on, if this shit don't pop by X amount of time or whatever the case is, there won't be no automobiles.
I don't think so. I think he would have reevaluated how he had to do it. Maybe that wasn't the first model. We don't know. What if that was the second or third? It was the Model T. So I'm pretty sure there was an A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Well, I don't know that. We don't know that. I don't know.
It was the first car in operations
that we seen.
It was the first car. The Model T was actually the first car that was in manufactured operations.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to jump into this. We are about to. Should we take another break, or are we gonna just keep going?
15 minutes left.
So I want to ask, going into, because this is the last show of 2021, and also my last show of my dysfunctional family. Moving forward, I wanted to ask y'all, what do you have, set out for yourself? I asked, were we starting our new routines, our goals before January 1st, or were we going to wait? What are your new expectations of yourself moving forward? Coming 2022.
2022.
But I ain't seen no 2022 is not gonna be my year. I ain't seen no 2022.
I ain't seen no New Year's resolution.
Right, stepping up blocks and nothing like that. I just want to know what my family got in here.
I don't really want to call it a New Year's resolution, because I feel like when we start those, the momentum slowly dies down as the years go on.
Because it's no longer in the new year.
Yeah. But I mean, I know that when it comes to routine and habits, it does take discipline, and that's why I sat down with my children today and just was like, what do you guys want to accomplish within this next year?
Yeah.
Like, for the full year, what are we gonna work on? I asked Tyreek and Asher, what do you want to be a master at? Tyreek said he wants to be a master bug killer.
Okay.
Exterminator.
Yeah, he wants to be an exterminator. That's fine.
He has this fucking love for like protecting the women around him, and so it definitely.
He has a motive. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, the first time.
Women, wow.
Women don't like bugs.
The first time he killed the bug, the first time this motherfucker.
You was screaming, what?
No, it was for a little girl.
Oh.
And he called her his girlfriend. And she was like,
He's a
oh my
ladies'
gosh,
man.
it's a bug. And his boy comes and runs up. And
I got that.
I can see him doing that.
With both feet.
I can see him doing that.
And she was like, it's a dead bug. He said, hold on. He went and got the tissue, cleaned the shit up and everything. Like,
You have such a gentleman
said-
on your hand.
he
Gentleman.
said, I'll protect you.
Like, and you know what? It started when he was young. Thank you, Ashanti, for continue that, bringing a young gentleman in this world.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
They open the door for me and they be like, here you go, my lady. I be like, oh, y'all just so cute.
So what about you, though?
But for me, I really want to focus in on, as far as my family, my kids. We put up yesterday, I celebrated Christmas and then I'm celebrating Kwanzaa currently, and yesterday was about self-discipline. And so I brought them a bunch of like learning tools for their like poster boards and things for their wall. So I just posted it all over their wall yesterday, and we put their like monthly calendar up and like what do they feel, and just really them identifying what they feel within themselves. So I feel like this year I want to be a better teacher to my children and teach them everything that it is that they need at this point, because I feel like
values.
Yes, mostly values. I know that they are both they're very what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Like my children, they're very inspirational, but they're very. I'm trying to fucking think of.
That's okay. You got it.
But
I didn't know what happened. I was like, I didn't say nothing. I didn't
You saw the upset, right?
No, because I got irritated because I'm usually
drawing
not.
a blank. It's fine.
Yeah, but anyways, they when it comes to them learning and like consistently reading, I want them to stay on top of that, especially now that Asher's like picking up so many words, and he is actually the highest rank in his school. Like he has the highest ranking in his school when it comes to reading and math. So, and I know that me and his dad's love for math is a part of the reason why he's so great at math, but I wanted to make sure that he enjoyed reading just as much, because I know both of us, we both hated reading as children. And that was just one thing that I have been working on with them more, is making sure that I read more, making sure they read more, and being consistent as far as my children and bringing them everything that they want to do. They want to explore so much in life, and I want to make sure that I keep that same energy, because like they're used to traveling. Like Asher has a video talking about just me, my baby brother, we just traveling the world. Like they just used to like being through different experiences, and I want to keep that.
So you want to continue being a teacher to them.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be consistent in what?
I want to be consistent in my actions as a mother, so they continue to grow.
Okay, Bradley?
It's a good question. It's also a hard one for me because, I'm a rare case, but I haven't set any New Year's resolution.
It's not New Year's resolution. We're not going to call it that. We're going to call it 2022 goals. And we're going to call it the 3-month goal.
One of the things I've noticed is that when I'm in transition to other, to begin to do other things, it's because the initial transitions start to come apart. You know what I mean? And I noticed that's the way of how God started to transition me from one season to the next, is if the other should start to fuck up, well, now it's time to shift and move, or what you're gonna do from this point here on. You know what I mean? So I haven't put in any title on it or any you know what I mean, any I have a few ideas or whatever, but it's a hard question. But you know what, I'm open to what it could be, you know what I mean, and possibly, and that's all I'm willing to say on that right now.
Dope. What about you, Don?
I guess elephant in the room. I guess that would be the quote to say.
I wouldn't say
What?
No, I wouldn't say so.
I mean, are you guys continuing? Maybe that's what I said. Are you guys continuing next year?
Well, we just lost 60% of the staff, so
I'm asking
at
the
this
question.
point it would be just me for the show.
So it's a wrap?
Not necessarily.
That's what I'm asking. Are you going to continue?
Is this a part of your 2022 goal?
It's not a wrap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a part of my 2022.
What, being upfront with uncomfortable situations?
Not
dealing with the elephant in the room?
Understanding of what's gonna come of it. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna be coming of.
We're still continuing. I would still continue.
All right, cool. So
to answer your question.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Would you still continue, Don?
Would I still continue?
Yeah.
Right now I can't. And that's what I'm understanding is being more honest with myself, as in things that I have to set out because I don't have a plan for them. So right now, I'm at a point where everything is a plan. It got to be a part of a plan. And if I can't, I guess have a certain amount of control over it. If it's not something that can't be structured out and I can't have that control over it, I'm going to remove it. I'm removing certain things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So even when it came out of my job, it was something that I was being controlled on my time on when I had to be there for somebody else. So I'm just trying to just take more of a self-awareness. So next year is completely like just complete self-awareness, learning more about me. Okay. We've already set goals for every 3 months next year. I mean, every one of my goals as far as like what I'm doing with real estate is to close 3 deals a month. So to set out that goal, I gotta have to put in a lot of different work and a lot of extra work. So my time is like
limited.
Yeah, right. My time is limited, and
it's not limited, but it's dedicated.
It has to be intentional.
Yes,
that's what I'm at. Like right now, intentionality, and I don't know if that's a word, but being intentional, being intentional is what I'm set out to do next year. So I'm being way more precise with my goals next year. I'm actually setting out my goals for next year.
So what happened to the My Dysfunctional Family goal? As far as endorsements and the productions and the co-producer and things that you were doing in the background, while we were holding this down and you was doing the background shit,
it didn't see fit to budget wise. I didn't see where it could be put into, and we could talk about it. I'll air necessarily. It don't have to be necessarily a discussion, but at the time, I couldn't see myself being able to put the energy into it where it was going to be beneficial to what I have going on right now. And
this wasn't what you had going on.
At the time, it was.
We can talk about that.
Yeah. At the time, it was, but that's why I said. That's why I wanted to address it.
Well, you brought it up.
I know. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. And I'm just like I said, I have to be intentional with my time, and I feel like I can't. At certain times, I have to just let certain things be understood that I am intentional with my time, and I'm putting certain things on my schedule that align with what I'm trying to do right now.
So your goal for 2022 is to be more intentional.
More intentional with my time. And I'm setting out my literal schedule. First month of January is literally already written down, but I'm starting to write out my entire year. So like about 6 months. I don't want to be worried about Nugga and the clothing brand.
It's already laid out.
Yeah,
I
need to know what we doing, what we dropping in the winter. I'm trying to start doing like Ralph Lauren. When we dropping clothes for the next 2 years. We already know what the line is coming out with. So like, just send out those certain things. I'm not saying it's going for. I'm super happy that it's continuing. Like, I just want to be clear that
Black
Runway, send that up 6 months ahead. Those certain things that I wasn't even able to put the energy into it like I wanted to this year. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely just want to be.
You did masterful, actually, right?
But just the back of it, like a lot of that effort came from Angel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I put in my part.
Shout out to Angel.
Yeah,
girl.
I put in my part, but I did what I was supposed to do. But I would like to just be more intentional with my time. I felt like what I've learned here has been amazing. Like,
it will definitely forever be a lesson and
for
a
me,
part of growth in life.
My 2022, to be more intentional.
I thought you were about to go through a list of movies.
No, I mean my 2022 honestly is be intentional with my time and my efforts with my goals in life, and I need to put the discipline, the consistency, the plan out there and also make moves towards it instead of just going along with what I was already in flow of.
Okay.
Right? Because you can do something for such a long period of time that it just becomes a routine, becomes a cycle for you, until you realize it's not necessarily in alignment with what you want in life.
Right.
Not saying that the things that you were doing, it isn't a part of you, which it has. Like, as I said earlier, this is the last show for me. I was on the show for about coming up to 5 years, and within that time, I have definitely grown in skill level. I've grown in like bonds and knowing how to interview, all in all, just to articulate how I feel and speak. But I've realized I'm not putting the time and effort that I need into places where it needs to be. So you have to be intentional. And that's what I plan to do moving forward in my 2022.
I'm not smoking in January.
In January or 2022?
January, right now.
He said,
right.
Very clear on that.
I can't promise the whole year, but.
Like, that's how I set up my January.
I'm doing a 30-day challenge. No drinking. And so that's in January for me. I will have a bottle of wine.
That's drinking.
Every other week.
That's drinking.
I will drink it. That's what I'm saying. Like, no drinking wine. You know what I mean? That's me being intentional on taking back, because it's certain fitness goals that I want to acquire within the next year. And I know with drinking wine, it definitely adds on. What'd you say?
I've been trying to get to this 175. I'm going to get to this 175. Watch.
With an 8-pack.
Oh, your fitness goal.
175 with an 8-pack.
Yeah. Drinking,
June.
it definitely adds on the calories and the body fat. You know what I mean? Comes to with my acting and singing. Those are things that I want and are going to take off and be more serious about putting my time into. And so that's pretty much what my 2022 is going to be. And then like my businesses that I'm going to have up and running. So having a plan and executing, being intentional with my time, having a schedule, honestly. That's what my 2022 is going to consist of. It's more so dedication to myself.
I want land. I want a rental property.
Don, there was a topic I wanted you to touch on.
I want to say something about land, right?
Go ahead.
Just really quick. Now, you can purchase land. You can buy land for your family and your kids, but are you going to continue to help them build that? Are you going to help, like, do construction?
My ultimate goal?
No, I'm just saying, like, in general. Like,
my ultimate goal is to buy a street and name it after my great mother.
I remember that.
And I want to name it. I just came up with it. I want to name it after my great grandmother, and then put a house on the whole street. Every head person, like my dad would be one.
Nice.
My uncle, my uncle, and all my grandmother's children, and all her sister's children.
Allen Hills.
Well, it wouldn't even
name of the queen, Allen Hills.
But the thing about it is, the one thing about it is, I would really just want them to have we'll have a house on the street, right? We'll have a house. So let's say there's only like 8 families for real, because it's just the leaders of the family. But I want each one of them we'll all have our own house, but it's a residual income for us. Nobody lives in these houses. This is an income producing house.
Yeah.
So there's a rental for us to continue to
generational wealth.
Yeah. So that's what I think I would do as far as like with land. I would start building out and learning like more stuff with development. Like that's what I've been doing.
I just hope that in the future, you know, everyone's buying on these land for their children and stuff like that. That's what they're actually developing a plan.
They say the kids don't want it.
Yeah, it's so true.
Mook said, what you call it? That Big Mama want to get the house one of y'all, and the kids don't.
They want to sell it.
The kids don't want it.
But this is the thing.
That's
People
happening.
start complaining about us not having property and not having what's ours, but because we didn't take the time to appreciate it and help it and mature it.
You know, and I slick don't blame them.
Yeah,
you can't get mad that the area is being gentrified.
But I think that's why you change the narrative and you change the placement on it. Like if our parents would have said, "Hey, I got you this piece of rental property," that's different from me saying, "Hey, come stay at this house."
Yeah,
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
different.
Change
I
the
mean, my
narrative. Yeah.
family, we literally own the whole entire city of Sparta, Georgia. Half of it is one half of my family, and the other half of it is the other half of my family. I don't care what you say, Tashawn.
I ain't say shit.
You are. But
I
my
ain't say
family
shit, I'm
literally
just
moved
chilling.
to New York City to live this fast life, or live the New York City life, and left this land. And like literally every year we are renovating and out, which is why they are deciding to put it over into my name. But anybody that has the last name Lot or has the last name Harris, on this side is Harris, this side is Lot. They can, of course, just stay there at any point in time. But I just think it's crazy how we have all this land, but we decide to, like, not utilize it. Now, I do also understand that some crazy things might have happened, seeing to the type of things that have happened to people in my family, like a lot of crazy beyond R. Kelly situations. So you have to also understand, like, the traumas that happen to people on this land as well. So I just feel that sometimes we don't necessarily utilize our resources as well as we should, because there is no reason for anybody in our family to be homeless, to not have, or to be without when we inherited this.
I'm gonna say this. You can only control what you can control. You can only help those who want to be helped. And you cannot force them, because you can help them so far and you can be in the clear, but then once they're out of your reach, they go back into the same cycle, and you can't blame yourself for that.
Right.
Or you can't try to hold yourself accountable for their actions. So it's saying, yes, if you have the resources, you can lend it if that person is going to appreciate and actually be accepting of it. But if they're not, you shouldn't make it your duty, because then that'll take away from what you actually have to do with your time.
I just think it's more so we got to be better leaders. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our parents weren't. I mean,
they were good enough.
They did the best they could. You know what I'm saying? But they told us to do a bunch of things that they didn't. Like our parents, I know my parents didn't go to college, but that was the number one thing that was pushed upon me. When if you would have taught me how to hustle, I might have didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I would have had the skill, and it ended up being something I ended up doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go learn it, and you had already went through it. So I just think we just got to be more intentional about what we want to showing our kids. I think y'all doing it different. You know what I'm saying? I love what you do with your kids.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
amazing.
So I think we're already in that process. I think it's not, we don't want it, or necessarily the generation behind us don't want it, but that generation behind them, they gonna want it again. You know what I'm saying? They gonna want the house, they gonna want the land, they gonna understand what the value of having,
what to do with it.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, we don't know what to do with it. If somebody tell you right now, I got 10 acres for you, I'm not saying you per se, how many of us know what's the first thing to do
with it, huh?
So like, because we never had land before, we don't even know what to do with it. So I think that's the first thing, is starting to learn certain things, learning and
being adaptable, and also wanting to change. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Ruby an acre and put a lemonade stand on it.
2022, I feel like the word should be the goal, not goal, but the phrase, the term definition is intentional.
Right.
No, for sure.
Be intentional.
With your time.
That's dope, because that's what we started doing with the affirmation thing. Mondays are intentional Mondays.
I love y'all.
I love y'all too. This is dope. Super duper hard. It's been super duper hard. I really do appreciate y'all continue to keep doing this, bro. I'll be tuned in. I still watch. The resources are still there. Those people who I talk to, they still willing to do that. It's just budget wise, it would include price, and I just couldn't afford it at the time. And I think let's go ahead and grab a bag.
So, it's been a pleasure. I just want to say this: do not exclude me, okay, or anything else going on within the family. I am still a part of the family. I am coming to cookouts, birthdays, events, Nugga, and the Black Runway experience, whatever, you know. Everything's going on within y'all. Please include me. I will pop up, you know, say what's up, be a special guest, because I'm just going to let y'all know there's going to be some upgrades coming in soon, so y'all may want to interview me.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
2022 is gonna be great for all of us.
Cody, the new Halle Berry.
Hey man, mixed with Jada Pinkett. Okay.
Excuse me, Jada.
Put some respect on that. Yeah.
But Whitney Code, let it be known. So yeah. Y'all can follow me at _code named Wit on Instagram, and you can continue to follow the family at my _dysfunctional_family. My YouTube channel it's Whitney's World. Whitney's World, and it is what it is. And that title may be changing soon, but for now, you subscribe, Whitney's World, and it is what it is.
Period.
And Cheat Code Apparel, Cheat X Code Apparel on Instagram.
Bye, man. Y'all follow your boy T._Bradley on the gram, man.
Yes, and you can follow me at Ashanti Deanna on all platforms and Ashanti Lovely Locks on all platforms.
I also want to say, I wanted to make sure we didn't make it no big old thing. That's why we made sure we did it this way. I didn't want to do no other crazy shit. I didn't want to have no big ass thing. I wanted to be, I love y'all.
Well, it's not subtle now. That
no, I'm saying on the same thing. Like, y'all like my family, bro. Like, I ain't worried about, like, I'm going to talk to y'all anyway. I talk to y'all anyway.
So are you going to come back?
It depends. You know what I'm saying? I have to figure out I got to figure out more so what I need. I jumped into this with AR. You know what I'm saying? I jumped into this with AR to have a platform.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to push this music. That was the original content of Let's Figure Out a Way to be on the radio where we can push your music for free. And it grew to 6 years later. We did a great thing. We had plenty of great interviews. We went crazy. The shit has been dope. I've been able to bring on interviews, some of the craziest, some people who actually became somebody. Right. We had one play on here before he was one play. He was this person on the station. Lil Donald.
No, not one play.
Woo the Kid. Shit, who else?
Twizzy.
He going crazy right now. And
Yeah,
these people who actually came through the grapevine, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let's keep going up, man. I can't wait to see what y'all got coming up. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to get better.
That's it.
That's my shit. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all follow me at All Star Deck. Also follow my other page I'm pushing right now, Project Breakthrough, man. We changing 3 limited habits with 3 breakthrough rituals. Changing some lives, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing some different things. Catch me every morning at 7:30. Crazy. I can't believe I get up there early.
Catch me in Perry 2022.
All right.
We going to France. Oh, yeah, we got
I'm with it.
Yeah, it's an RV park. One of my homies, his wife family own 100 acres.
Okay, I'm coming. I was just talking to my family about getting a citizenship somewhere else, another country.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I wonder how late it is.
But
I want a lordship in England.
I'm just okay. Time to go.
Lord.
Stay tuned for more information
ahead.
on my dysfunctional family, a new radio station.
Ain't y'all cute? Walk around with your girlfriend pants on, peroxide to the head. I don't think